This video is about an important concept that is often overlooked and neglected by practitioners, whether researchers or professionals who deal with or use systems thinking to deal with situations, problems, or even research phenomena. This important concept is framing, how you frame situations. So Ray Ison, who is one of the respected systems thinking researchers out there, wrote about this in his article titled Governing in the Anthropocene, What Future Systems Thinking in Practice, published in the journal Systems Research and Behavioral Science in 2016, which you can find online, and I've put in the reference on this slide. So Ison argued that our framing choice, the way that we frame situations, problems, and phenomena, is so important, yet, he argued, is done so poorly. He used the framing metaphor of Earth as Anthropocene to explore why this is the case and why he believes this is the case. So what is framing and what is it? What's its relation to systems? We make choices by framing situations. We make this choice whether we know it or not. All thinking and talking involves framing, and frames come in systems. So how do we need to frame situations if we are using systems thinking in practice? So Ray Ison sees the need to frame situations not as a thing or a system, but as a network of relations, a dynamic, in other words, in the sense that if we look at, say, a tornado, we can consider it a thing in that it represents an event or a situation we can visualize as a thing, but also we have to think about tornadoes as a dynamic of air particles from which a tornado as named thing emerges. He also discussed the example of the concept of the Anthropocene to, argue for the need to reframe how we understand the Anthropocene, this term or thing, if you want to call it like that. And you can read more about this under the article that I've referenced earlier. So Ison makes the case that we need to not just think about situations that we are studying, that we are practicing and talking about or dealing with, that we need to not just think about these as things, but to try to imagine the relational dynamics that lead to situations, problems, and even how we word things. And also, so why we need to recognize our framing choices. Ison argues that many of the framing choices we made can be seen as inadequate, ill-informed, powerful, and persistent, like, for example, the saying that markets are free. People who know about markets know that this is not the case in economic terms. For that reason, Ison sees the need and for us to pay attention to past, present, and any, as he calls it, anticipated future framing choices that we make if we want to transform situations for the better. So hopefully this video gave you an idea and a general explanation of the framing and the importance of how we frame situations if you are practicing systems thinking.